This video brought to you in part by these fantastic sponsors.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome to the channel, The Shotgun Shogun, and this is going to be the second one of my account overviews. I keep hitting this, keep hitting my green screen, so sorry if this, I guess I don't know, maybe it's my dog. Anyways, regardless, so we're going to be going over basically what my account's been doing, what I've been doing on my account, some of the items and things like that that I've picked up, that I've crafted, that I've been pretty proud of, well, I guess proud of my RNG on, and some of the things that I'm going to be doing with my account moving forward, where I'm trying to go, give you guys an idea of what it is that I'm doing. I know after the last one, I had a lot of people ask, like, oh, hey, what's your gear? Why are you gearing certain things the way that they are? Somebody gave me some criticism about my Seaside Bell not being on immunity, but when you are facing off against a bunch of Bazaars, what good is immunity in the first place? Because they're just going to strip it. Honestly, like, I feel like immunity in the current meta of characters that can strip, like Faithless Bazaar that's on literally every single arena team, is really not that important. Not only that, but if you have an immunity Seaside Bell, that just means more damage that Yaffine's going to do when she one-shots your Seaside Bell. Not only that, but I can get through an immunity Seaside Bell with a Baiken in the first place. Not really all that hard. Plus, the team that I run her with, she is on invulnerability. I run her with Elena, things like that. So those are some of the things that I'm going to be showing you, just kind of like where it is that I'm going and what I have been doing. So last time around, we went through pretty much all the characters that I have, but I have moved some gear around, and I have kind of built up a couple of different characters. Now you'll see some of these characters, I put some gear on during the last change. Now this Sirmia is really scuffed, right? But I wanted to kind of work on my team around, or well, my world boss team, right? So I went through and I found characters that I could get their CP really high. Obviously your DPS characters are going to be the ones that you are going to easily be able to get very high levels of CP on in order to knock out a lot of the S plus, stuff like that, get better world boss drops. So one of the character things, I haven't touched this Lilius like at all, because personally I think my Lilius is fun, is real good. She's really good for me. She's one of my go-tos. Tam, I've kind of like stripped her down a little bit. I don't use her in PvP much, and I've been kind of siphoning her gear off for other characters in Hell Raid. Now I really like Tamarin. I actually tried the DPS Tamarin. After I saw some Reddit posts and people posting about it. I'm gonna re-gear her back up with some side gear just for normal raid, things like that. I know that she's really good. I use her a lot in Hall of Trials, but she's kind of been benched a little bit. I'm gonna go through, let's see, Seaside Bell is still about the same, right? 4700 attack. She's pretty slow-ish, but yeah, having this low health, low defense doesn't really matter, because I run her with, and I'll show you here real quick. This is one of my arena offense teams. So I have two arena offense teams, right? So I have this one, which is typically my go-to for free points, because this is what I'll run against any Bazaar whatever comp, because ML Tywin is an absolute mad lad. Anybody who thinks that ML Tywin is garbage doesn't like free points in arena. If I'm running against a Tag Hell's Bazaar, it might as well just be free points. I just hit auto and then I go about my day. So basically the way this team works is Bazaar ints in, ML Tywin removes the unbuffable, and then Elena moves to the front with Magdura's invulnerability, and then Seaside Bell and ML Ken just clean up afterwards. Now, the only problems that I ever have is if I hit the 15% innate effect resist on the ML Tywin, which happens more than I like, or if I'm up against like a Crown Bazaar and the stun hits Elena or like Seaside Belle, right? Because those will mess me up, and then usually I just get out and then whatever. So my single target team, this is typically my single target team. So my Faithless Litica is pretty fast right now. Now I will switch things out based on who it is that I'm going up against, but this is typically the base team, right? So I'll use Faithless Litica to strip, and then I will either double up or taunt with Lilius, and then my two backliners are going to be bringing the heavy single target DPS. You know, I can typically clear out their main threat with those two combined, and they're both pretty quick, so usually it's pretty easy for single target teams for me to take those out. But let me get back to showing off some of my characters that I've changed around. So I don't think I've showed off my Little Queen Charlotte gear since the first time that I got her and I moved things around. So this is what I'm rocking right now. I'm doing 4-piece speed, 2-piece hit points. She's a little light on the health, but 189 speed. She's really quick. She's got a decent amount of attack and crit hit damage, and their defense isn't really like the worst thing in the world. So she's got a decent bit of health or heft with her passive. So I have her at plus 15 now finally. After getting a couple more Mola Gores. I have her triple S. She's plus 18 defense. So she is pretty good. Now you might be going, well, I see everybody run Durandal on her. Why are you running an Herberus Tooth? I feel like the Herberus Tooth just gives me that extra little bit of damage that a lot of times I need at the end just to finish things off. It definitely helps out quite a bit. And I have had some just nice clutch wins with the Herberus Tooth proc. So I might switch some stuff out. We'll see. But originally I was running her very tanky, very counterattack, and it really just wasn't working for me. She wasn't as big a threat as she needed to be. So this is what I have moved her back around to, and it's working out pretty well. She's not a one-shotter. She will one-shot certain units. There haven't been too many ML-Kens that I've ran into that I haven't one-shot. There are a couple. But for the most part, she is pretty good at just dunking on things without too much of a problem. Now, one of the other units that I've moved around, and this one might be a little weird to some people, but I've changed up my Ravi strat, right? So before, super slow, super high health, super high damage and crit, and she would just be on a slow counterattack with like a Hellcutter or, you know, Crimson Seed or something like that. I've actually swapped her to more of a speed set. So she's 4-piece speed, 2-piece health. And again, this is one of those things that like people just don't really expect. They don't expect a 200 plus speed Ravi. Now, is she one-shotting people with her S3 or S1? No, not anymore. But the other thing too is they're like, well, you don't have Crimson Seed on her, but when you're generating your own turns, you don't have to worry too much about counterattack set, right? And 201 speed is pretty quick. I could probably get rid of a little bit of speed in a favor of more damage or in favor of more heft or anything like that. But for the most part, this is working out pretty well. I do have to play it a little bit differently. Like, she does quite a bit of damage, right? Especially with the plus 30 Draco Plate, takes a lot less damage. I don't typically run her with ML Charlotte because I don't want the two to overlap. Or if I did plan on running them together, I would swap this out for like maybe a Durandal, maybe a, you know, we'll see what I swap it out. But typically I don't run them together. So they don't have the overlap of the crit reduction, the reduced crit damage. So there's that. ML Ken is still looking about the same that he was. Now, this is my favorite ML Ken. You'll see people, they'll be like, oh, you need to drop your crit chance and increase your crit damage and overall everything else. Nah, man, I'm good. This ML Ken claps pretty hard. I do want to get his health and defense up a bit more. I'd like 1200 defense. and about 15 to 16k health, but I don't want to drop any of my damage because right now the amount of damage that he's doing is pretty solid. And so he's gonna probably stay where he's at for the time being until I get like some just amazing pieces to swap out on here. So overall, who else have I been working on? Not recent. Go to grade. So I did finish up Batiste, right? I swapped his neck out on somebody earlier, but I have plus 13'd him. I'm going to finish him out. I actually really do like Batiste. I think the Batiste is very interesting. His kit and his ability to reduce attack on units is pretty sweet. At the start of the turn, you get the 100% chance to decrease attack on the enemy with the highest combat readiness for 2 turns. This means that whoever's going next is going to be hitting like a wet noodle. And I was going to run him on counterattack, right? And have him just like counterattack smash all enemies. But I feel like going with speed is a bit better. I had him up at about 189 speed. Got him a little bit hefty, but for the most part, I want him to just sit there and attack all enemies. I want him to be dishing out attack down. I'm going to run him with Alencia for the defense up. I have her pretty quick, high crit hit chance. I would like a little bit more attack and crit hit damage on her to make her a bigger threat, but when she's dropping the defense up, and she is sitting on 1200 defense, 1400 health, she is pretty good. The Durandal definitely helps out a lot on her because once she has defense up, she's going to be taking a lot less damage, and then the more you can cycle and have her S3 going, the better. I need to invest Molagoras on her S3 minimum, but for the most part, man, like I just need more. I need more Molagoras. More Molas. I did go through and I equipped up my spez, right? So I was running this weird like 200 speed spez for the crit, or not the crit, but the stun on the S2. So what I was doing was I was running him with like Roman and a Dominel, and so I would strip, stun, and then whenever he would lap back around, then I would start killing things. It didn't work out too great. This one's actually a lot better. I haven't ran into too many Arbiter Vildreds that I haven't been able to kill, especially in RTA. I find like a lot of them don't run Dreamblade anymore, and so I put in the Tonfa. I'll swap in and out the Tonfa for an Oath Key, and so that usually works out pretty well. The stats that I have him at right now, with Oath Key, I don't run into, like I said, I don't run into too many Arbiter Vildreds that I can't just kill right out. And I actually use him quite often for Guild Wars. And the Guild Wars team, if you watch any of my Guild Wars videos, is Oxlots, Baiken, and Spez. And so what I'll do is I'll push Baiken forward, I'll S2, S3. That will push typically Spez to the front. Spez will kill whoever is next, and then Oxlots will follow up, and then I'll push whoever I need to forward, whether it be Spez, whether it be Baiken, to finish off the third unit. So that's what I have going on here. I would like to get his S2 finished out and his S1 finished out eventually. For my Baiken, I did go back through and I re-geared Baiken. I plus 30'd her R&L. We are looking at a lot of attack. Now, I have had some people go like, why don't you have more crit hit damage? And that's because if I'm not hitting somebody with immunity, your attack is going to stack into your bleeds, and when you detonate your bleeds, that's going to be more damage than your overall crit damage, because it's going to detonate those bleeds, and bleeds are stacked based on your attack. So instead of trying to like balance everything out, whether with attack and crit damage, I just went for a very, very high attack on her, and so far it's been working out pretty well. There haven't been too many things that I've ran into that I haven't just been able to S2 into S3 and dunk all over. So this is my Baiken. I'm actually pretty happy with this. Now I could do something different with the artifact, but it's just so satisfying when an RNL will proc multiple times. I am really hyped for Guilty Gear rerun so that I can get this girl into RTA. Let's see, I'm trying to think of other things that I have worked on. So I plus 30 my Etika Scepter on my Dominel, 201 speed. She usually comes with my Roman, so I'll strip with Roman. Whatever didn't get hit by the Abyssal Crown on Roman gets stunned with the Dominel S3. Now I did try out Spirit's Breath on her, and because her S2 is a non-attack skill, right? So that would, in theory, a plus 30 Spirit's Breath would give you a 100% chance to cool down your Ice Spear. Well, that's nice and all, but I feel like the Etika Scepter, the 50% chance every single turn to do a cooldown, is going to end up working out better for me. Plus, I needed my Spirit's Breath on my Aux slots. Now, my Roman, I love this dude. Like, nobody expects just how awesome Roman can lock things down. 161 effectiveness, plus 30 Abyssal Crown, 233 speed. So even if I don't get my CR pusher, so like one of my favorite teams to run is Faithless Litica, Oxlots, Roman, Dominel. Now, you might be like, but that's not going to do much damage. Well, yeah, it doesn't do much damage, but in RTA, where you just get stacking damage over time, if you can lock them down and never give them a turn, guess what? It doesn't matter how much damage you do because you can completely control everything. And so being able to just loop Roman with Oxlots is just ridiculously good. It's probably one of my favorite things. One of my absolute favorite things to run. So I don't think there's too much else that I have moved things. I moved my Fighter Maya gear around a little bit. I was trying out this like 3,000, almost 3,000 defense build because she has defense scaling, right? But I felt like without the extra crit damage and like the crit chance, I just wasn't hitting the same as I was when I had this build. So I moved back to this build, 119 speed, not great, but it at least gives her some natural turns. I was finding that I had her, dude, she was like sub 100 speed, and I just, if counterattack or Elbrus didn't proc, just she was worthless. So this way, at least, like, she'll eventually get some natural turns. So there is that. Merce's the same. I re-geared up my DJ Bassar a bit. I need to get him some more speed, honestly. Like, I need to just cannibalize regular Bassar's gear, but at the same time, I also need him on my defensive arena team. Some units that I plan on working on, I want to plus 50 finish him out, right? So I need to get his S3 finished on this, and I want to bring him to arena and to RTA more. Because I think that a good champ Zeratos, this is my stats overall, he hits real hard, and just it changes the way that you have to play. Like, if I see somebody running, if I see somebody pick Bassar, you could just pick champ Zerato. I would like another, so like I got my violin on him, right? But I would very much rather have an Abyssal Crown on him, but I've only got so many Abyssal Crowns, right? Because Crown Zerato is... Crown everything is just cancerous. The fact that Crown just sidesteps effect resist is pretty solid. I do need to bring a violin more often just to get rid of debuffs, or to get rid of buffs. This is my Elena Magdarist Tome, 212 speed. I could drop her a little bit because sometimes in arena I do get jacked up by slow Bassars, and it's really weird because I'll expect the Bassar to be like 260 speed, and then it's like 200, and I'm like, okay, so like, what do I do here? Obviously, I can't put up her S3 because then he'll just strip it. And even though I've got ML Tywin, yeah, sure, I won't get unbuffable, but now my whole game plan is out the window. So, yeah, I feel like I do need to just, like, drop her just a tad on that. Oxlot's gear plus 30, 233, 231 speed. Now, I could move gear over to him to make him even faster, but I feel like where he's at is good because right now the 251 Faithless Litica is not my fastest. Actually, I need to change out her artifact. I'm probably going to run her on Pure Bloom just so that she can be more... She's more of a supporter. I also might put Tonfa on her just so that she makes it as easier for her to break shields at the very beginning. Because right now, her damage is not great. It's not phenomenal. So if I put like a plus 30 Tonfa on her, maybe bring her some more damage. I need to move some gear around, see if I can, how fast I can get her. Because I think the last time I checked, when I moved all of my Basar gear over, she was 265. Not much is going to outspeed that, right? Maybe a Kayron Assassin Sin with comparable gear. But I would like to make her thick enough that she can bust Fallen CC shields and go from there. Speaking of Fallen CC, I don't know if last time around I talked about her or what I had her on, but I have moved her over to more of a tanky fast build. 205 speed, but she's rocking 22k on the HPs. I dropped a ton of her attack off. I was trying to run this like tanky bruiser Fallen Cecilia, just wasn't working for me. This one is a lot better, a lot thicker, a lot quicker, obviously. Now I could drop some of her speed, make her a little bit fatter, but I like where she's at currently. I mean, obviously I could drop these boots down and then add in the extra HP, but that would put her down into like the 165 range. Actually, I don't know if I have HP boots with speed substat, but I've been considering taking the effect resist off and adding in 2-piece HP set, but we'll see. I don't have a ton of HP sets right now. I do actually need to hit up Golem at some point and get some of those. So we'll see what we move around with that. So I think that's really all of the gear changes that I've made. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that that I've really moved around. A lot of my gear has stayed static. Oh, see, I already started stripping Basar. So I guess I'll just finish moving his gear off and putting his stuff onto other people. I just really don't like using Basar personally. It's just a personal thing. I just don't particularly. Yeah. So there's that. Assassin Sid's probably going to be one of my next projects. Depending on how things go with Mulgores. Oh, I geared up my C-Dom. She's not the best C-Dom in the world, but she claps pretty okay. I need to plus 15 her. She's also my tag holder, but like I really need to get her stuff on point. Because right now, even with Soulburn, she doesn't hit nearly as hard as I would like her to with the like Faithless Litica C-Dom combo. So that's another project. She actually might be my next plus 15, honestly. Finish things out on her, and then I do have, like I said, I have quite a bit of damage on her right now. I'd like to get that critical hit damage up to like the cap range and then start working more on the attack. But I got to get those Mulgoras on point first. That is what I need to do there. So I'm going to take a look at some of the gear. So actually, like artifact wise, some of my recent stuff that I've gotten. So I plus 30'd max enhance. So I recently plus 30'd my otherworldly machinery. I'm not exactly sure who I'm going to use this on just yet. It's probably going to be on Yuna. Yuna is something that I like to work on here soon as well. But definitely is something that I'm looking to use there. I did plus 30 my Etika Scepter. What else? Plus 30 to my R and L. I finished up a second Moonlight Dreamblade. I'm working on getting more copies of my violin, but if you saw recent here, let me get back up here. So I started picking up Cruel Mischief, right? And one of the reasons why I'm picking this up and I'm going to prioritize this for Hall of Trials is because I feel like this is going to be your best investment in Hall of Trials, right? Because you're going to be doing more damage. You put this on a Sermia, you put this on a literally whoever it is that is going to be your DPSer, and this is going to net you an overall benefit because it's, think of it as a stacking investment, right? The more of these you get and the higher you get it, the more you get it plus 30, the more damage you're going to do, the more points you're going to get, the higher you're going to get near the leaderboard. And so this is just an investment in the future of the Hall of Trials to make getting points in the future easier rather than just getting this in a long run and then, not getting all of your points right now. So by the time you have this maxed out, you're going to be able to pick up a lot more things in the future because you're going to be doing more damage. You're going to be getting things faster than the people who are not rocking this. But yeah, so that is some of the things artifact wise that I have recently finished out. Some of the other things besides that I am currently working on is the Steadfast Gatekeeper. Just because I got my last copy of it just the other day. So where are you, Steadfast Gatekeeper? Right here. And the reason why I wanted this is because I want to put this on my Lilius, right? Increasing combat readiness of the attacker when attacked by skills that target all allies. So this way, if I do get hit by a Basar, my Lilius will jump right up to the front. S3, remove everything. Maybe in that situation, I'll take Elena and I'll take her off of Magdara's Tome. And then I will put her... That way, Lilius goes, then Elena goes, and then we get the immunity, and we're good to go from there. So we'll see how that works out. Mostly because, like, Basar probably going to miss Lilius in the first place, and then Lilius is going to pop forward, S3, push people back, and then I can go from there. Maybe run like a C Armin instead of an Elena. We'll see what it is that we end up doing with that. But Steadfast Gatekeeper is probably going to be the next one that I plus 30. Actually, let's just put some points in here. No good luck for... There we go. Okay, a little bit. So we'll end up plus 30 in that here in the near future. So let me take a look at what recent gear that I have gotten. Actually, let me just sell. Okay, so things that I've gotten recently. So I picked this up out of Hell Raid the other day. Rolled pretty good. High attack, decent health, critical hit chance. I've been wanting one of these. Like, a lot of my speed daggers out of Hell Raid run Tanky Bruiser. I would like one to just roll all speed again. That would be phenomenal. This bad boy, actually, let me just finish this out. Let me see. Do I have enough? I don't have enough to finish this up. But... this is actually rolled not amazing, but not horrible. I'm probably going to put this on Fighter Maya, honestly. That's probably where this is going to go. The effect resist is okay on her. Effectiveness is pretty good. If the last point goes into speed or health, I will be perfectly, I'll be super happy with that. But those are going to go on Fighter Maya. My ring did not roll amazing. 11 speed's not bad. The 20 defense is okay. But I was hoping for more crit chance, or if nothing else, more like speed or defense on that. Was pretty meh. I recently got this. It's not bad. The defense on this is pretty good to follow up, because you've got the health and you've got the defense. So this is gonna make whoever I put this on fairly moderately tanky. Pretty decent stuff right here. These boots are really, really good. This is a very good mix of defense along with the 120 flat attack. So this is going to be good for, man, my nose is itching really bad. For somebody that I need to have like a little bit of heft, but also a little bit of attack. Not sure exactly who I'm going to run that on. These are pretty tanky. Again, these will probably go on like some sort of slow tanky bruiser, maybe with a counter attack set. If the last point goes into like either of the healths, I'll be happy with that one. This neck actually rolled really, really good. Attack and attack. That's a lot of flat attack, a lot of percent attack on a speed crit chance neck. Means that I don't have to get crit hit chance substats anywhere else. I can make up for the lack of attack percent or critical hit damage in other substats by having 55% critical hit chance right here. I got this to drop the other day, but I'm not very happy with it. Flat attack, but substats are really weird. This helmet rolled like garbage. Absolute trash. Fantastic. These boots, again, tanky bruiser boots. This rolled actually really amazing. 21 attack percent, 16% crit hit damage. Actually, I think this might go on my MRSA, honestly, for the lifesteal set. Other ones that I think rolled pretty okay. That was 12 speed. That's not amazing. Critical hit damage on this one is actually pretty good. Plus it's got flat attack, which on a percent attack as well. So this is overall a pretty solid ass ring. What was this? Let me see. Do I have enough to finish this out? Let's see what this rolls. Go health. Critical hit damage. So overall, this isn't bad. Very healthy, very critical hit damage. This again is something I put on somebody that I need on a speed set, but I also need them to be able to take a hit. So that actually turned out pretty okay. Let's see here. Other pieces I got recently. This is another health piece. I get a lot of like really tanky pieces that I need to put onto people. This one, 14 speed. This actually was really, really good. Who did I put this on? It's on Lytic at the moment. I wish that the effect resist was something else, but you know what? I'll take it for a plus 14 ring. Just rolled that. This was okay. This one was pretty good. You got a bunch of health, a bunch of attack, a decent amount of critical hit chance on a speed helmet. This one, a lot of effectiveness and some decent speed on this. I'm going to probably put this on my all-rounder Wanda. That's probably who this is going to end up getting that. This ended up pretty okay. High defense, decent health, a defense. So this would go on like maybe if I have like two good offensive defense main set pieces. And I want them to be a little on the thick side. That one didn't roll very good. This rolled okay. This one was amazing. 34% attack on this weapon. I am who did I put that on? Seaside Bell. Yeah, it's sitting on Seaside Bell. That makes sense. This one's okay, 17% crit hit damage, but the 17% crit hit chance is huge. Crit hit chance is probably one of the hardest things to pick up sometimes. These rolled amazing, right? So if I needed, I got health, defense, critical hit chance on this. These are super good for anybody that I just need to just put a bunch of heft on, but also need to be quick. This rolled kind of poopy. This was okay. 20% attack, 13% defense. Again, tanky bruiser type character. This, not great. Effect resist. I need to stop rolling effect resist pieces. Here's all of my Abyss gear. This wasn't good. I have it on Champ Zerato. Actually, I think, no, I got it on Euphine at the moment. I think she's just holding it. It just did not roll great. The neck rolled okay, 15% crit hit chance, effectiveness, health, some speed. The boots, again, effectiveness, crit hit chance, health. This chest piece rolled amazing though, 37% health on that one. The helmet, mediocre stats overall, and the weapon again is okay. It's not any better than like my Hellraid speed daggers. But for the most part, I mean, that's a lot of the gear that I've gotten recently. Some pretty pog units out of that, or pog gear out of that. This one rolled pretty okay, 25% crit hit damage on a speed sword. This was my last speed dagger, so 29% health was pretty pog on that. This ring is okay. It's actually pretty good. Crit hit chance, crit hit damage on a destruction set with attack main stat. So overall, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. Like I said, things I'm going to work on is getting the C-Dom to plus 15. I really want to work on my Assassin Sid. I like to work on my Akali. There's a lot of... I'm going to plus 15. I'm going to finish plus 15 her. Get that S1 done. That'll be what I'll finish up. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've got enough stuff to pull for the next couple of units. I've got enough bookmarks. I'll end up getting at least one Rana. Also, I did change it to Japanese voices. And then I've got 6,000 mystics. I got, what, 2 weeks? I got 2 weeks to go for this. And then I'll end up snagging ML Angelica. So I should be pretty solid. But anyways, guys, that's the account update. I hope you guys enjoy these. If you do, I'm going to be doing them around the beginning of the month every month. I'll probably start writing down things that I'm going to do so that way I can talk next time about, hey, this is what I was going to do. These are the things that I did do, and then go from there. So anyways, guys, if you do like this, as always, you know what to do. Hit those subscribe buttons, smash the bell notification. Oh man, my boy Hutch is gone. Give me... Oh man, I love these JP voices. Anyways, guys, as always, like I said, if you like this, make sure you do all those things, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Take it easy, homies. Peace.
Cracky.